Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel, and today we are going to be going through our ones to watch for the Women's World Cup 2019.
Which is happening in literally like
3
days, which is mad.
Yeah. So how we've worked it is we've just gone, if we picked a team from each group would be for hours. And
Nobody got time
no
for
one's
that.
got time for that. So what we've done, we've picked 2 players from each group. So obviously there's 4 teams in a group, so it's not going to be a player from each team. We've just picked who we know and who we think is going to shine in the summer. So in Group A, you have France, Norway, South Korea, and Nigeria. Do you want to give us your first one? Who you
Okay.
went for?
So my first one out of 2, which I've chosen, I've gone for Eugene Le Sommer of Lyon, obviously.
Yeah.
Of France, who plays for Lyon. So she's made 175 appearances for Lyon, and that's 163 goals, which is ridiculous.
Sound.
This footballer has won every single thing under the sun. She's won the Champions League 6 times, the Coupe de France 7 times, and the Division 1, so like the top tier of French football, 9 times. She just turned 30. She actually turned 30 on the day of Champions League final, didn't she?
Yeah,
so
she did.
What a birthday present. And she's won the She Believes Cup with France once before, but obviously not the World Cup. And I just kind of feel France haven't really been talked about that much.
No.
Obviously, other than them being the home nation, or the host nation, should I say, they've not really been spoken about that much. But you can rattle off so many players in that side who are like world class players. Obviously, Wendy Renard, who's the captain of Lyon as well.
Yeah, that's who I've gone for.
Nice. I was gonna go for her, but I didn't. But yeah, I think she's going to be definite one to watch. Such a veteran of the sport as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've gone Wendy Renard, and I think she is the massive, like 6'7".
She's taller than me, and that's definitely saying
She's like,
something.
I reckon she must be like 6'7", surely.
Oh, I don't know about that tall.
6'5", then. She must be.
Yeah.
She's got to be. She's got to be somewhere in that
She'd
bracket.
make me look small.
Yeah, exactly. And she's only 28, so, you know.
Really?
People,
She's that young?
Yeah.
Wow.
People always say, like, I reckon 26 to 30 is your prime footballing career. So she's in her prime right now. She plays for Lyon, centre back.
Won everything as well.
Won everything. She's represented France since like under 19s. Like you can just you can't not feel like she's gonna be a standout player for them. And obviously, you know, you need a good defensive line in a World Cup. You don't want to concede goals because you know it's not. You lose 2 or 3 games in the group stages, you're out.
Yeah.
So you need to win every game. So I think she's been at the heart of that France defence for so long, and she's such an accomplished player that like you can't
got a world
doubt her.
class. They've got a world class.
Yeah,
side.
they've got a really good team.
My other one, I've gone for Chi So-yeon of Korea.
Yeah.
South Korea, I should say actually. To be honest with you, I didn't really know much about her until she kind of joined the WSL, and it's difficult to not pick players in the WSL because I'm not that knowledgeable on players potentially outside of it that you don't see week in, week out. Like we see these players every single week for the whole season. So, but obviously she joined West Ham over the January transfer period, and she's I didn't realise that she was actually the captain of South Korea. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, I didn't know. But I feel like she's slotted into the system of English football so well, and you know when a player settles in really quick that they're an amazing player because you play football anyway, you're still good, and I feel like she's like that. And obviously scoring the penalty that took West Ham to the FA Cup final in Wembley is just incredible. She's got a pair of, what's the saying? A strong head on her shoulders. Is that the saying?
A wise head.
That's the one. I think that's something, and she's got a cool head to obviously finish that penalty. I think she's definitely going to be one to watch. And she scored 120 goals for 20 caps.
That's pretty decent.
Good return.
That's a very good return. Yeah. I think I did struggle picking certain players from certain groups because, like Amy said, we're not 100% knowledgeable on every single team, and I think you could sit here.
I feel like I've just said that the wrong way around. I meant to say 120 caps, 20 goals.
Yeah, you said
that makes more
120
sense.
goals. Yeah.
Imagine I was thinking, how many goals is that per game? Sorry, carry on.
Like
My mistake.
20 per game. Yeah, but obviously Norway are in this group. Now, the world's best women's player, in my opinion, and pretty much probably everyone else's, like, she has won a Ballon d'Or, is not going to be going to the World Cup. And I wanted to pick Norway for that reason, because I think, you know, they're not really an accomplished side. You can't really pick many players out of their team that you think, oh, they do well. And the whole, you know, to not have the best player, women's player from your country to go over your team not being able to train in proper facilities, and, you know, a bit of beef, would you say, with the manager? Like,
bit of beef.
like, you know, and, you know, not the Norway representatives have chosen to stick with the manager over than having your world's best player. And at 23, to already have accomplished so much, and she's not going to a World Cup, and potentially could never go a World Cup because of how things are. Like, it's such a shame. So I want to choose that as like my other one, because I think it's something
it's worth highlighting.
It's definitely something you need to highlight, because it just baffles me that she's not going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's obviously it's going to be so weird as a women's football fan for everyone to not be able to watch her, because she would absolutely tear it up.
It's like Lionel Messi not going
Exactly.
for Argentina.
It's
so many football fans, no matter who they support, might not support Barcelona, but they want to see Messi at major tournaments, because he brings, or Ronaldo for that matter, he brings something new. He showcases the sport in such an amazing light, and she's the same for women's football. It's such a shame to the tournament, to the occasion, that you're not displaying the best sense of football. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there's absolutely amazing football players that will be attending this World Cup, but you think, at the moment, when you think women's football, you think Ada Hegerberg, because she won the Ballon d'Or, because she scored a hat-trick in the Champions League final within 16 minutes.
She's literally made history this whole season,
and she's 23.
Could have potentially made history for Norway at this World Cup, and it's not going to... Yeah. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Norway could absolutely pull it out the bag.
They've still got some good players. That Maren Melde from Chelsea, I think it is.
Yeah.
She's one to...
Like, I'm not writing them off because Hegerberg's not going to the World Cup, but
big loss.
Just imagine if she was, yeah. Right, Group B then. So Group B is Germany, Spain, China and South Africa.
Okay, so my two are Zeneffer Marazan, plays for Lyon, won the Champions League. I know this is a bit of an occurrence that I've chosen two Champions League players in the summer and Marazan, but I feel like it's a crime not to choose her. Obviously for Germany, I should have said that before. For Germany, she's made 50 appearances and 22 goals for Lyon, which I think is mad. And she's made 90 appearances for Germany since she made her debut. So she's a really, really established player, and obviously getting that goal in the Champions League final to open up Lyon's thrashing of Barcelona. I think she's got the talent. She seems to be in the right place at the right time, and I feel like Germany have also been one of them where you know they're going to be up there, but there's not been too many shouts for them. Yeah. So I think it's gonna take a world-class player to be the difference maker, and I think she's perfectly capable of taking up that spot. Yeah. She actually led Germany to their gold medal in the Rio Olympics, so she's got experience at major tournaments and experience leading a team out. So I think she's a shout. And then my other one, I've gone Jennifer Hermoso of Spain. I said, if you're going to say, I've said this in the past World Cup Q&A that we did. I said to her to be the top scorer. Because I think she made 68 international appearances, scoring 28 goals, which is a decent return in itself. And she's playing for Atletico Madrid. I think she's only been there a few seasons after moving from Barcelona, I want to say. One of another high-up Spanish team she moved across. And she's been conquering there as well. So I think she'll be important for Spain to be able to get the goals. Yeah. And again, Spain haven't really been spoken that much about. And you'd say they're more of an underdog of this World Cup.
The thing with Spain is, it's so like it's so typical to say about Spain, but they're a possession-based team.
She signed from PSG, not Barcelona, sorry.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
They're a possession-based team and love keeping the ball. So, in order for them to get far in the competition, they need someone who will score goals. They need that goal scorer, and she can be that for them. Like you said, the amount of goals and appearances she scored there and whatever, like, just shows that she can be that person for them. So I hope that she will, because it'd be a big loss for Spain if they can't score goals to win games, because
I think that the problem with Spain is that you can say this about a lot of teams. Spanish football, especially the men's Spanish side, have won everything, and it gets to.
I feel like that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, we're all guilty of it. But when you think of a team, for example, when you think of Spain, when you think of all the major winning sides, Brazil, you always want to compare. You always automatically think in your head, Spain men. Women must be amazing too. And then you look at it and you're like, okay, maybe they're not actually as good as I thought, but it's because you've got such high expectation from the perspective you've seen from the men's game that you think it's equal in the other, but it's really not. It's not the same in that format. You could even go and say that when you compare it to England, the women do better than the men. 9 times out of 10 the women do better, but we always think, England men, they are terrible at major competitions. England in general are terrible, but then you don't see it from the perspective of a women's side. The women's teams do well, or maybe in the Spanish sense we think that they've won more than they actually have because of our opinion of the men's side. If you see where I'm coming from. I feel like you have that approach to some teams where maybe they actually haven't, but you've got this like preset thinking that they have. Yeah.
No, I completely agree. I've also, for my other one, I've also gone for another Germany player, Leah Schuller. I hope I pronounced that right.
Schuller.
She's still quite young. She's up and coming, and I think this is the World Cup, the competition where a lot of young players will stand out and will want to put on a show for people. So I think she can definitely do that, and I think the expectation's so high for Germany that none of their team will want to perform badly. So I think they'll all be on the A game for the entire competition. Group C is Italy, Brazil, Australia, and Jamaica. So what have you gone for?
I've gone for a player from Jamaica actually.
Ooh.
I think there's a lot of buzz going about Jamaica at the moment.
Yeah, there is, to be fair.
Obviously, got the name of the Reggae Girls, which I think is great.
That's amazing.
So they've got some link with Bob Marley somewhere around down the line as well, or something like that. I've gone for Khadija Shaw.
Okay.
Still a young player, but I saw her in that Scotland game, and she was looking amazing. Unfortunately, she got injured, but I've just seen a tweet saying that she's all right. She's going to be still going in the World Cup. Another one of their players, unfortunately, isn't now, so that's
a shame.
It's a bit of a shame to see it this close for dreams to break down.
It's in touch and distance, isn't it?
But she's only 22, but she's already made 22 appearances for Jamaica, so she's got some experience under her belt, and you just kind of think you just put it perfectly. Then like she could shine at this World Cup, and it could really kickstart her career, because I think she still plays in Jamaica. Oh, no, plays for Florida Crush. Unsure if that's in Florida or it's in Jamaica. You never know, because they've got similar names, haven't they? But she's definitely a one to watch.
Yeah. Well, who's your other one? You do your other one first, and then.
I absolutely love her. I've gone Sam Kerr again. Okay. I spoke about this in the other one. I love Sam Kerr. I just think she's boss. She actually plays in America, don't play in Australia. She plays for Chicago Red Stars, doesn't she? She's done all right, but the thing about her is I just think like she's got it. She's got the whole package. Yeah. For me, she's got the whole package. The amount of time she's got the record for the amount. No, I think she holds the record for the amount of NWSL goals scored, and I believe it's 55 goals in the season, which is
mad.
Wow.
Imagine.
But she won the PFA Player of the Year in she's won it 4 times. 4 times she's won Player of the Year. Gotta be doing
speaks for
something
itself,
right.
doesn't it?
Honestly.
But I went Sam Kerr as well. You're just stating the obvious with that one, I think, especially for Australia. If you look across their team, the defence is a bit short. You know, you wouldn't really back them in a lot of games, but I think because there's so much buzz around her and how Australia have done in like games leading up in the last year, maybe, how they've done, that's why there's so much buzz about them. And I think similar to Spain, if she's on form, like if Jenny Hermoso's on form, then no team can get past them, do you know what I mean? If they outscore a team, which is the aim of the game, then it's done, do you know what I mean? Brazil, I picked Brazil because, and I picked Marta, because I want to see how she does it in a major tournament for what, like how many has she been in, like
all of them?
Yeah, like 7.
That's how,
Yeah, so like
6 or 7.
So coming up to her 6th or 7th World Cup, the age of she's late 30s, isn't she? And yet she's still getting picked ahead of some other Brazil talents. Says a lot about her and what she can offer to the team.
I think the professionalism as well,
Exactly.
and the experience for maybe those that haven't been to a major tournament.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I think they are gonna depend on her at times. And I think that's maybe when you've got to think. You can't depend on her forever. She might only have another season left in her. She might be going this World Cup because she wants to go.
I don't think she will go to another World Cup after this.
Exactly, she'll want to go out with a bang. So what better way to do it than on centre stage at the World Cup?
Exactly.
Group D.
Group D.
So we've got England, Scotland, Argentina and Japan. So
I've actually not gone for an England player because I feel like we exhaust the heck out of England players. So I've gone for something different. I've gone Scotland first. I've gone Kim Little.
Oh, Amy, we didn't even do this together either.
Sorry.
Because we were like, oh.
Well, I was going to go Erin Cuthbert because she's
I have wrote down here, was also tempted to go Erin Cuthbert. Yeah.
Well, I've gone Kim Little because she missed the 2017 Euros with an ACL injury. And I think she's would you say she's a veteran of the game?
She
not
is.
Yet?
She's not old. She's just been around for that long.
She's made over 100 appearances for Scotland.
She's been around for that long and played at the highest level for that long that you can't help but feel like she is just a veteran for the Scotland
sport as well.
Even for Arsenal and the WSL as well.
Well, she only signed for. She's not been at Arsenal for very long.
But
she's cemented that position.
Like you can't think of an Arsenal midfield without Kim Little in it.
No, genuinely.
Yeah.
But I think the heartbreak of missing out of the major tournament a few years ago will light the fire underneath her to go out and be like, no, I'm going for this. Yeah. And Scotland's first World Cup, first proper major tournament in the not just European but world stage. Yeah. I just think what an incredible achievement in itself, and to have someone of her calibre, her experience, her positive mental attitude going into that tournament is boss. I think, and she'll lead out the players that won't have ever experienced anything like that.
I think you could probably pick everyone from the Scotland team just because how big of an occasion it is, and the fact that they've qualified. Like, you know, a lot of people didn't think they would. You think they'd fall short at the very end, and they've done it. Do you know what I mean? And you know, there's so many players, there's so many talented players and established players as well in that squad. Like Cuthbert, Kim Little. You could even we're going to keep up a strong eye out for Christy Money. Obviously, being Liverpool fans, we'll want her to do well. Just don't batter England, No, I'm really joking. But yeah, I think the entire Scotland team is a one to watch just because of how big of a stage it is for them. I have gone for an England player. I've gone Leah Williamson because I watched the BBC documentary that was on Sunday night. I watched it last night when I got home. And you could just see how much it meant to her to
I haven't got up to that part yet, so no spoilers.
Honestly, you can see how much it means to her, and it means to her family as well. And I think she hasn't even been capped by England that many times. I think it's only a couple. These are 5, And yeah, today she's on the plane to France for her first major
they've
tournament.
landed by now. So
Exactly. And she, her first major tournament, she's got a strong calibre of players to compete with. Obviously Steph Horton and Millie Bright.
I think it'll be a learning experience for her though.
Exactly, but two centre-backs like that to learn off and compete with in a major tournament.
Even Abby McManus to learn off as well.
Exactly, like, I think she's going to do amazing in the entire World Cup, and I think she is England and Arsenal through and through, and you can see that, and you can see
you can see how much it means every time she puts her shirt on as well.
So I feel like she's going to be well up for every game that she plays in, just like every player in this tournament is going to be.
Defo. Well, my other one I've gone, I'm going to butcher this name, I do apologise. Mizuho Sakaguchi, Gucci, something like that, from Japan. She's 31, so kind of getting towards the end of potentially a women footballer's career. That scared me then. But she's played in the 2011. 2015 was part of that team. Well, they won it in 2011, didn't they? So she's already a World Cup winner. Played in the game against England, who beat them and got to the final. She didn't win it in the end. She currently still plays in Japan, but I just feel like you need experience going into these kind of major competitions, and she's got a massive list of like all of them. Yeah. And Japan play such high tempo paced football and exciting, and not just boring part of the bus type football, and I think she's quite a major part of that, so I'm excited to see how she fares at the tournament, really. Yeah.
Well, two more groups left then. Group E, Netherlands, Canada, New Zealand and Cameroon, which I think that's a pretty decent group.
It's a nice group, that, yeah.
It's a pretty decent group. Canada give me very much mixed signals going into this tournament. Yeah. They're a brilliant side and have been for a number of years now. But a lot of their players have aged since the last World Cup. And
yeah, you wonder whether they've got the balance of new and old, of young and old players, sorry.
Yeah, obviously Christine Sinclair, absolute veteran for them.
She's who I've gone for.
Is it, yeah? 35, going to another World Cup. She used to be able to run the show up front for Canada. You could count on her for anything.
She scored quite a few times in the friendlies. She scored again against England, and she's just able to get the ball running for a team and doing well for a club as well.
I think it might be a bit harsh what I'm going to say, but it's like, can she do it again?
Tell you what, she's nearly got 300 appearances for Canada.
But then on the other hand, you can say, well, why can't she do it? That's why it's very much mixed signals from the team. And another one is...
She plays in she plays in the NWSL in America, which is a very high demanding league, like athletically. So you're like, I think she'll be able to face it. Exactly.
But then also I want to see Janine Becky, how she does. Obviously plays for Man City. We've watched her a couple of times this season when we've been there.
She was injured quite a bit this season, and then came back towards the later stages, didn't she?
Yeah, and then obviously... But she went straight back in the team. Yeah. So that shows the type of player she is. So yeah, I think she's one to look out for as well.
I've gone for Lieke Martens from Netherlands.
So have I.
See, absolute wavelength here. I think she's just exciting. Yeah. She's not been at Barcelona for very long, but she's the poster girl now.
She is the face of Barcelona. Yeah. When I went to for the Champions League game the other weekend, she walked to the club shop and she was everywhere. Yeah. She was everywhere. So,
but did you know she scored Netherlands' first ever World Cup goal in 2015?
Oh, really?
And then she scored 3 goals that helped Netherlands win the Euros in 2017. So she's established, but she's still so young.
Yeah, is she 20?
I don't know how old she is.
She's
defo still
she's early 20s. Yeah, but exactly.
UEFA Player of the Year last season, FIFA Player of the Year 2015. Yeah. The honours are literally endless. Yeah. And she's exciting, I think, and also that Champions League final defeat is I think it's just gonna make it all that more determined.
I wrote that down there. Yeah. It's gonna be on her mind so much, and obviously the success of the Netherlands at the Euros
It bodes well.
It bodes well for their entire squad is unbelievable. So why can't they go on and do it? And you know, why can't she help them do it?
I know, yeah.
Final group then, Group F. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot about the teams in this group other than obviously USA.
Yeah.
So Sweden, USA, Chile and Thailand. So I've gone Chile for my first one and I've gone Christine Endler.
Okay.
So Chile again, you don't know their squad, you don't know what they're going to bring to the table, and having seen like highlights of games before, their keeper really pulls it out the bag for them sometimes, and you know they lack on it in certain areas of the pitch. I think she's going to be called up a lot, and I think if she can
pull off some
pulls off some worldly saves, helps them grind out,
keep as tight as possible.
If they can grind out some draws, sneak a cheeky win, last minute goal at the end of a match, you know, to help them win it, then that having a keeper who can pull off them saves is so important. So I'm hoping that she's able to do that for them.
I've gone Tobin Heath from USA.
Solid shot.
Oh gosh, yeah. I watched the Portland Thorns game a few weeks, maybe even a few months ago. I think it was their opening game. And oh my goodness, that girl can run. She does not stop.
Yeah.
But she's been a part of the USA setup for such a long time, but doesn't age, doesn't look like it has any effect on her. And
looks after herself.
She's probably one of the first names on the team sheet for USA. Obviously, she was one of the players in the group that won the 2015 World Cup. So she'll have a bit of, I think the USA will have a lot of confidence going into it.
Yeah.
Skillful, very skillful on the ball, and just gives defenders a proper problem on their hands. Yeah. And then I've also gone for a very young talent from Sweden called Anna Anvegard.
I've seen few things about her.
She scored 104 goals in 89 appearances for Vajaxo, a club in Sweden, Vaxio, something like that.
It's amazing.
Made her first ever international cap in 2018, called up to the England squad in 2019. Sweden squad, sorry. And I just feel like I've read quite a bit about her, and she's a proper got an eye for a shot. And,
yeah.
Go around players and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if she excels, and I think Sweden needs someone to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's not many players out there that you think, she's going to do it. She's going to be the Tellers woman. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. But yeah, so I've chosen her. Who have you gone for?
Well, I've picked Alex Morgan, and I've picked her on the basis of she hasn't had the best of seasons for Orlando Pride, and she's come.
You could even just go as far as saying that they played better without.
Yeah, and she's come under a lot of scrutiny, but when she steps up on this big stage for USA, she steps up.
She loves playing for a country, doesn't she?
Exactly. So I know normally when you say ones to watch, you pick the young, up-and-coming, talented players. I know I've gone for a few teams. I've gone for the old, experienced ones, but I think they're just as fun to watch as the young ones.
I agree.
And I think if USA want to win back-to-back World Cups, they need Alex Morgan on top form.
She's a goal scorer. Made over 100 goals now. So.
And she can be that person for them, and so why not? As the number one ranked team in the world, you can't write them off. You honestly can't. As much as I'd like to sit here and say they won't win it, I think they will get far. And last video, you know, we said, oh, USA might be the upset, and USA might still be the upset. I can see that as well, but I can see them reaching another final.
Yeah, or at least a semi-final.
Exactly, and based on their just entire squad, like it's unbelievable the talent that they have. So, yeah, I think it'd be very harsh for us to sit here and write them off.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's everything.
That's all. How many groups? 6, 7? 4, 5, 6. 6.
6 groups. 6 groups. We could have gone on for hours. You could have picked a handful of players, but
we don't have hours.
We don't have hours, and it wouldn't be very fun for us to just sit, for you watching, and for us as well, just to sit here and rattle players off, because
I'm already losing my voice. I definitely.
Yeah.
It'd be completely gone.
Yeah, it's been a heavy weekend.
It has.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you think's ones to watch in this summer's World Cup, and if you agree or disagree with any of our choices. Make sure to like the video, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next week with a whole bunch of new videos.